All right, so we're on a Thursday, 26th October. Let's take a look. This is gold. Now, yesterday, remember I said 1250 wasn't looking too bad, and that I was expecting a mid-morning push in the US session. That was the morning opening right there, 8:30 pre-session, plus that mid-morning push coming up, and then sweeping everybody out, going back up. Now, with gold, remember I said we've got room to come up there, so dipping down in order to go up was an option. Okay, so today's support, according to the PST, is 71.72. That's going to give you 1976. So the first support of the day is going to be 1976. So if the market wants to go up, this is where you want to be, and that's going to be around there. Okay, so if the market does dip down, you can go up. Remember, we had 2013 and 18 zone there yesterday. I also said yesterday, be mindful for the high of the days before. Okay, also here, look. I said these are highs that were done before. So if the market is going up, obviously you're going to have to keep an eye out for that. No need to say that in every video, you know. Right here. So the pullback is okay to go higher into that zone. All right, 2013, 2018. On the weekly, you guys already know this is on the cards. So if it's going to go up, might as well push it up. Okay. And that's how it is. What else? Now, as you can see, the market did this whole thing and it filled in the gap here. So it was nice. And yesterday I was expecting a bit of a pushy day, which is why I gave you a heads up. But that, well, that I didn't anticipate. Okay, I mean, going all the way down there, but at the end of the day, it did fill in a gap. The daily pivot yesterday was here, so today it's there. Let me refresh that. So coming down to the daily pivot at 1250, I think was a good buying opportunity. If you did that, you would have been all the way up into that, at least into the highs of the previous week, nearly. So you would have like had 1 to 4 or 5 risk return there. You needed to cover your trade, obviously, and and just push forward. And if you did that, you would have been definitely okay. Um, let's take a look at SP 500 now. All right, this is SP 500. Now, remember with SP 500, I was expecting us to go up in order to sell. Okay, that didn't happen. It didn't go all the way up there, but I was expecting the market to go up. But it should still come up here. Sooner or later, we're going to have to fill this out. So I would have liked to have seen it go up before selling off. But at the end of the day, Astro hours once again. So this was the daily pivot yesterday, opening pivot yesterday. Market comes up there. That's 315. All right, 315 there. Market opens up. Remember yesterday's Astro hours? 315 was on the cards, right? 320 to 345. So 320 is on that bar there. That's your 330. That's your 345. Market just taking a dive all the way into the Astro hour at 8:45, and that's your finishing here at, what did I say? 11:30, I think I said. That's your 11:15. That's your 11:30 there. All right, so that would have been it. So the market came nicely down, but I was expecting the market to pop up to sell more. So obviously that didn't happen. All right. Um, so what to do now? Well, now we've got to flow down. Okay. So there is a place to sell off today. There certainly is. One is 41, which is 4,215. And the other one is 30, 4,179. So 4,215 is there, as you can see. 179 is there, as you can see. Both of these places are okay to sell. Daily pivot is up here as well. So if the market pulls up, selling is the way to go. Let me just refresh it so we get the daily pivot up and running where it should be up and running, which is slightly lower, as you can see. But obviously, now that we have a breakdown here, okay, the market structure is completely broken down. So now what we're going to do is just follow it through. which is logical. Now, remember, until 2024 spring, I'm expecting the market to go down. This is also in accordance with what? It's in accordance with the war that's going on. So the war should also be continuing thus henceforth until at least spring, right? And that's basically it. So the market, as you can see, is just coming down right there. So we should be sizzling all the way into these levels. All right. This level is another level which we should be going into. So I'm just going to measure this out. Why? Because it's a breakout zone. So it should be here as well. So you can target these levels. Okay. And that gives you, as you can see, 4,100 down there. So that's going to be another level which you can target. But the main target is down here. We should be sizzling down here. All right. So the market goes back up, then selling off again is the option at Astro hours. Here is one. Here is another one where the equilibrium is, where I've got 4,215 and the daily pivot. So this zone is also another sell zone here. Okay. There you go. So let's take a look at euro dollar. Euro dollar, let's see. Now with the euro dollar, this zone was a sell zone. So once the market breaks down, it's sell time. All right, there you go. Now, I talked about this zone before. I said it's an impulse wave down, and we've got an A, B, C up, making a channel. So selling the highs was a logical thing to do, and that's what the market did. Sold off on the highs of that, which also matched that level there. So where do we want to come down to? Remember, I'm saying we need to come down to here, down into the Venus line, okay? All the way down into the Venus line there. So we need to come in there and keep pushing down, actually. All right, so that's how it is. On the weekly, wow, that's nice. Oh, there you go. See, it did those targets we talked about, and then it just smashed down. Actually, that is just like amazing stuff. This was the Astro hour, okay, the other day. And then this was the Astro hour yesterday. Bang, Astro hour up and then down. And then today, as you can see, we're just sizzling down. Yesterday was a good way to trade as well because it had the high, we had the low, the high again, the low again. So it was like pretty cool with the astrology and everything. And remember, we had this target as well on the euro dollar. We still have a target down there, so you can still sell off if it goes up into the weekly or where's the daily today? Daily's there. So if we go back up today into the weekly, daily, Astro hour, I think it's still sellable. Okay, and I think this is like okay to sell off. If I just do this, just bear with me. Yeah, maybe we might touch a good buy kiss at 0786 52 0578, sorry, 0578 0605. So 0578 is on the daily pivot anyway. 0605 is up here. So these levels are good to sell off as well. All right, right here. Nice and easy. All right. Both levels, the daily and there is also good to sell at Astro hours. Let's take a look at Dow Jones, NASDAQ, Bitcoin. Right, yeah, here we got Dow Jones. Okay. With the Dow as well, just like with the SP 500, no real dramas there. Okay, so if I do this, okay, this is your 315 there. Okay, so that's your 8:15 in the morning, the mid-morning push. Okay, and with the Astro hours for yesterday, this is 5:15. I didn't have anything at 5:15, but you should have been okay here because I did have 7:05, and this is 7 o'clock, ending at 7:05 right there. Okay, so selling the high there, you should have been also okay. Selling that high, you should have been okay. Selling this high, you should have been okay as well. All right, so no big dramas there. If you took the 1250, that's your 1250 here, 1250 there. Okay, so this here going up, and then the high selling down, high again, selling down into that zone. Now remember, we had this zone here. I talked about the market. We need to be careful. If it breaks this, I said if it breaks that level, you need to wait for the market to go up and then sell off again. So it looks like we're coming into that. Hasn't broken it off just yet, as you can see, hasn't closed under it, but looks like it's getting there. So if I take a look at the daily now, you can see we're at a sensitive spot here. Okay. Now, I would have thought as well, just like with the SP 500, right? We should have had a bit of an up move coming into at least into that 33,431. Now, this is a support level. Okay, the market can still go up. So we have to be careful here. If this thing holds, which is 32.34, so if 32,858,968, okay, so 32,858,968. 32,858. This is the low that it must hold. Okay, if we don't go below this, and when I say below, it means like breakthrough, close under there, and so on, right? We can still have an opportunity to go up. Okay, I'm going to get rid of this now, and that's that. So the market still has an opportunity to go up. Look, think about it. It's going nice and easy sideways. What does that tell you? This could be also an accumulation on the low side. Okay. So if we have this kind of an accumulation, we could be going up a little bit. So buying the lows is not a bad idea. All right. It's not a bad idea. So at Astro Hours, if we're down here somewhere, okay, in this zone, in this range, okay, buying it may not be a bad idea. Now today it's 940, so I'm just going to put that in there. All right, and that's it. Why? Because at the end of the day, we want to sell it off, but we want to sell it off reasonably at a better price than at this level. We don't sell at a support level. We sell when the market is up, and the earliest option for that is 33,471 on the daily. 33,471 therefore becomes a target, doesn't it? So that's your 33,471, which is the weekly pivot, which is nice and easy actually. Let me get rid of that too. So, we want to sell up at earliest around here, and the latest is going to be, not that, on the daily will be the 50, which is 33,545. So 33,545 is going to be around there. Okay, so this is the zone where we want to really sell at, and that's basically it. So I don't want to be selling at the lows, especially here at 38 level here, 32,881, 32,881. So until that level breaks on the weekly and this on the daily, 32,881 is right here. So unless this level breaks, this, we clean below this, it's okay to go up in order to sell from here. Okay, if it breaks down below here, then on the push up, you want to sell where? Either at the opening or the daily pivot. You just want to sell it off there because there are no other gaps there, so it should just flow through. NASDAQ, now same kind of thing. Remember yesterday I said NASDAQ was the only thing that really did its targets, okay? Because with NASDAQ, we came up, we did the target, and this was the only thing. It was like telling me, well, this could be it. And remember, Dow Jones was a swing day yesterday too. So if you think about it, Dow Jones made a high yesterday and then swang down, okay? After that Tuesday high, just collapsed down. So NASDAQ was the only thing that really made all its targets. And then, as you can see, just smashed right into that PST yesterday. So we just want to keep selling on this one. All right. Where can you sell at? Well, I told you we'd come to this line, if you recall. Remember this line? I said we'd get here. This is the zone. And I said we will also break this too. We'll break this level. Okay. We have to break this level. We've got to come down into this zone. And in fact, we might go deeper than that because this will parallel out and it'll come to somewhere down here. So it's very logical that we've got more room to go, but this is going to be a place where they will find support. So any pull up into 14,422, 14,422 is going to be your first sell-off level. Okay, this is going to be the first sell-off level here. Okay, so if we go up there, that's your first sell-off, and then you got the daily, and the equilibrium up here. There's a bit of a gap here, as you can see, but this is like, it's kind of like game over. Okay, if it keeps going down, don't stand in front of it. Remember, we had this for a target. We had that for a target yesterday, and when it fell down, look how sweet that was. This is 315. Which is pretty much what we said. I said 320 to 345. Beautiful fall off. Mid-morning, push down. Okay. And then this is your 705 is right there. 705 just crashing down. Okay, basically. All the way into the closing there. So nothing really to talk about as well. This is also like really nice and a good trade. If you took the right side of the trade, great. So yeah, because that was the target we had for the week. It did it, and then it just sizzled down. But you want to sell on an up move. Don't keep selling at a support level, because there'll come a time when they'll pick this up, hit it up. They have to come back at least up to 14,422. But then we've got targets down here, which is your HCL1. It's going to be 13,914. Okay, so 13,000. Well, we've got room to come down. All right, so we got a target there. This was the weekly. 13,914 is going to be there somewhere. All right, so we got room to come down. And that's that. All right, so that's NASDAQ. So any pull up, you got to sell down. Let's take a look at Bitcoin. Let's see what happened on the daily. We're still up here. As you can see, that's the zone there. Hasn't gone any higher. So remember the swing days for Bitcoin. Thursday is one of them. All right. So Bitcoin Thursday and Saturday. All right, for this week. And then we've got these days. These are obviously done with my Astro calculations for the extended time periods. Okay, so this is another ball game. But you can see how, those swing days are working. It's going down, breaking out, the lows here, and so on. And beautiful sell-offs here. Look at that. So this week we should have a high Thursday, Saturday. So we might have a Thursday dip down, Saturday retest, and then start pushing down. I don't know. All right. But if you're day trading it, obviously don't buy the tops. Okay. I don't day trade cryptos. I think it's nuts. Personally, not my kind of thing. But, if you want to, keep an eye out for that target. That was from the weekly. Any pull up, you can sell into an Astro hour, including the highs of the week.